Hello, all my artists. You ready to draw a bear wearing a funny sweater today? This is what we're going to do. We're going to start at the bottom of our paper, and that's going to become the bear's shoulders. So we're going to draw the bear's head and the bear's shoulders, not the whole body for this project. So I'm going to draw a curved line on one side, and I'm going to draw a curved line on the other side. So we've got two curved lines not meeting all the way. We're going to connect those with another curved lines. Remember, we've been using a lot of curved lines and they come in very handy for drawing a lot of different things. So there's going to be our bear sweater. We'll come back to that. When we come back to that, we're going to talk about pattern, but we're going to jump up to the bear's head. Now I'm going to make a kind of an upside down U or a rainbow line, kind of like when we talked about with the snow globe, but it could be more round, it could be less round. Your bear's head shape does not have to look like mine. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It can look like your own. Every bear is not going to be the same, right? So I'm going to start at this corner. I am going to wind up at this corner, and I do want to fill up most of this space up here. All right, so what you do have to keep in mind when you're doing this is try to draw light, because we're going to do some erasing, okay? But try to draw it lightly, even lighter than I'm doing it here. I don't want it so light that you guys can't see it. So there's my bear's head. Now we're going to go onto this side. We're going to do a rainbow line or an upside down U or a curved line for one ear. Come over to the other side. Got another ear. I'm going to lightly just show where maybe the inside of the ear can go too. All right, so I've got my bear's body, my hair, my head, my ears. Now we're going to do the part of the bear that is called a muzzle, and that's where the bear's nose and mouth go. And it's going to be, again, some curved lines. I'm going to start with a small curve at the top, and it's going to go wider at the bottom, kind of like a pear shape. It does not have to be exact, okay? Inside of this is where the bear's nose is going to go. It's going to be an upside down triangle. I'm rounding my edges. You can too if you want, or you can make them straight. Straight line. Curve, curve. There's my bear's mouth. Now we need eyes. Now there are lots of different ways you can make eyes. Circles, ovals, curved, upside down with a straight line. I'm going to make circles for my bear's eyes. I'm going to add a little oval for a reflection. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to color around the reflection. I'm just going to do it with my pencil for right now. But I'll probably go back with my Sharpie and fill this in. Okay, and you can do the same thing, or you could do the whole thing with pencil too. All right, remember, whatever materials you have, you can do this project. So I'm filling in around, so you can see, I'm leaving that part white, so you see a little reflection of my bear's eyes. Making this one a little bit bigger so they look a little more even. All right, so remember I said we're going to talk about two things with this project. One's going to be pattern. We're going to talk about that with the sweater. And one is going to be texture. And we're going to do the texture part to show what the bear's fur would feel like if you were petting a bear. Don't pet a bear. But if you could pet a bear, you have to imagine what that would feel like. And as artists, our job is going to be to make the bear look furry. Okay, now you can make a lot of other animals look furry too. So keep this in mind if you want to draw other animals. We are going to be using a lot of little short straight lines. I'm going to use my Sharpie. You could use a Sharpie. You can continue to use a pencil. You could use a pen. You could use a different kind of marker. You can use a colored pencil, whatever you really want for this. So what I'm going to do is make a lot of short, straight little lines. And I'm going to start by going around my muzzle. Okay, I'm actually covering my muzzle line a little bit, and I'll probably go back and erase it. I want to make sure they're pretty close together. And I'm going to continue all the way around. So I'm going to speed this up so you guys can get a good look at how it looks to add texture onto your bear's face. All right, so we've got a little furry bear. Now it's time for the patterns for the sweater. So here's our sweater. We are going to add some designs on here, and some of your designs could be a pattern. The designs you do on the sweater are totally up to you. You get to choose. What I am going to show you though is you could do a little line here and a little line here if you want to show the bear's arms. And I'm going to add another curved line here to make it look like my sweater has a collar. My bear sweater has a collar, and some little lines to show where it stretches. And I am going to then make a couple of rows So I have places for my patterns. So your pattern can be whatever you want. Sometimes when you're doing a pattern, you do two different designs and you alternate it. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to do, looks like a T, a diagonal and a diagonal, and little V's on the end, and I've got a cute snowflake. So I'm gonna do a snowflake, and then in between, I think I'm gonna do a lumpy circle. No, it's gonna be a snowball. So that's gonna become my snowball. And then I'm going to do a snowflake, and a snowball. Maybe I'll make some motion lines so it looks like my snowball's flying. And I'm going to do a snowflake. Now, your designs, your patterns can be anything else. If you want to put something big in the middle, you totally can. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to do some of my designs, and then I will show you how that came out. Okay, and there we have it, our fuzzy bear in a funny sweater. You can design your sweater however you like. You could try out some different kinds of patterns. Anything you want to put on your sweater is totally fine. Like I said, you can make a bigger design in the middle and just some patterns around. Try to use very short little lines to make your bear look fuzzy. All right, I cannot wait to see all of your fuzzy bears in our funny sweaters.